Okay, everyone. So I continue to be in my kitchen. Now I'm gonna make some semita. I'm gonna start with all these items. So let's see. We're gonna need some flour, some evaporated milk, some salt, some butter, the yeast, the Mexican vanilla, some anise, some sugar, some pecans, of course the eggs, the raisins, and the piloncillo. So these are all the items that I need to make the dough for the semita. And then after that, I'm gonna make the frosting for the top, the yellow frosting that it has, and that will take some butter, some confectional sugar, and some piloncillo as well, vanilla also. So let me start by making the dough first. So I added the milk, the yeast, the sugar, and the flour. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it. And this is for the semita dough. So let me go ahead and start letting it rest so it can rise a little bit. Okay, so the dry ingredients for the semita, I'm going to put the sugar, the rest of the sugar, the salt, and I'm going to mix this with it before I add it to the yeast. So let me go ahead and continue. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the anise, just very little, not a lot. And this is just for flavor. So we're going to add that for flavor. And then we're going to add some of the pecans. And of course, some of the raisins. Okay, so let me go ahead and mix this and then continue to the next step. Okay, so this yeast is ready. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients, which is my eggs, my butter, and the flour and the vanilla. So these are the items that are pending, so I can start building the dough. And let me just get everything ready here. And let's start with the eggs. And it's 3 eggs, room temperature. And then we're going to put the vanilla and the butter. All right, so I'm going to start with that first. Let me go ahead and start mixing. So start breaking everything for the flour. So the butter has to be very soft at room temperature so it can start to break. Okay, so I broke the butter. Let me start adding the flour, and I'm gonna start with slowly. That way we can mix it really slow and just be careful with it. So let me go ahead and continue to mix and then get this dough going. Okay, so this dough is already mixed. What it had to be mixed on the mixer. So now I'm going to put it in the countertop with a little bit of flour so I can knead for about 7 minutes. Okay, so this dough is ready and it's already elasticy, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and let it rise for about 2 hours before we continue to the next process. Okay, so this dough is ready and I'm going to start building the semita. I also did the frosting. And it's just the confectional sugar, regular flour, vanilla, and 1 stick of butter. So I went ahead and I made the frosting, and I added, of course, a little bit of yellow coloring. So let me continue to build, and then we'll go to the next step. So there's the semita, has the frosting and everything on it. It's going to bake at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes to 40, depending on the oven temperature.